Okay, welcome back to this next episode of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines Clan Quest Mod 4.0 Let's Play video. So I'm back now. I thought I could do all these videos in one day. I was wrong. I played for like 4 or 5 hours yesterday, and there's still a lot to go. So let's jump right back into it. We last left off. We had done this blood sport that got Arturo entangled in it, and we don't know what happened to him. But first, we're gonna go see Victoria. What's this?
Hazel, calm down. That seems severe for a minor grievance. She could not have known what she was doing.
Don't talk to me like some kind of damned fool. There's not a shadow of doubt in anyone's eyes. It's your careless vices that have spread this plague among my parish.
Be reasonable. We are of the same brotherhood. There's no need for accusations and curses. Our packs fight for the same army. It's never been my intention to let anyone's vices fly so far from my reins.
Is that truly what lives in your heart? How could it? You have no heart. Perhaps your actions can speak louder than whatever hollow words you can offer. Bolster my flock. Spread the truth of Hazel Tomes farther and wider. Overshadow any doubt I may have of your intentions, dear, sweet Victoria.
If there's one thing I can conjure, it's a feast for my brothers. No one will starve on our turf, not so long as we stand together. You have my word.
See that it is so. I bid thee good eve, Doctus. Neonate.
1 second. Okay. Yeah, so we're kind of, again, privy to this conversation between other people in the world. Which kind of demonstrates that there's more stuff going on than just what the player is up to. And I always think that's important, and I think Bloodlines does that really well. So I just kind of wanted to expand upon that. You also see that in the conversation between Hazel and the Mac. But if you could infer from that conversation that we're coming into the end of, there's some consequences maybe to those needles that we sent around the church. How interesting. Let's see what Victoria has to say.
Never mind you him. Jodido pendejo. Él piensa que le debemos el mundo.
What the hell is that guy's problem?
Any man can be unraveled by his vices. You need only know which thread to tug. These nights, I think Hazel's indiscretions are besting him. But enough of the foolish preacher. Tell me, have you mastered our game yet?
Don't you know it? I ran into Arturo, though. He's had better nights.
Claro que sí. I've heard Arturo was seen escaping the scene. Police in pursuit with only a thread of life left in him. Bueno, then he did what was necessary.
What are you talking about? I thought this was just a game.
This game was never for you. How far would Arturo go? Would he take your blame to protect the pack? What is he really willing to sacrifice? To put brother before blood?
So you played me for a fool. Well, it nearly cost him his life, if he's even still alive.
Sí, pero now he needs our help, K-Knight. No doubt the human lawmen are still in pursuit. Go to his apartment. See what can be done to shake the heat.
What? How is this my problem? This is all your fault.
Does it really matter who's at fault now? If you don't help Arturo, he might be caught by La Policia. He might even talk to them. Maybe he'll even talk about you.
Fine, I see your point. I'll take care of it. Okay. So we gotta go to his apartment and see if he's okay. So Victoria is a Setite, and if you're following along here and you're being observant, what you're kind of seeing is that she's just sort of like playing into everybody's vices. That's what Setites do. You know, using drug addicts, mental health problem to Jesus. To perpetuate this disease, your vanity and desire to join the Sabbat into doing a bunch of stupid shit for her. And Hazel, well, he's sort of an egomaniac, and we're kind of yet to see what's going to become of him. Okay. So Arturo should be laying down. I think it's bugging out. Oh, it's annoying. There he goes.
Of all the vatos, your face. It cannot be the last thing I see. Gringo de la chingada.
Yeah, and his arm clips through his chest, but there's just nothing you can do about it, man. That's just how the models in VTMB tend to work. So that's a pretty serious gunshot wound because he's like reaching inside with his arm to try to pull out the bullets. Holy shit, you're shot bad. We need to get you to the hospital. You're not gonna make it.
No hospital for this. It... A GSW. Too many questions. Can't have that. No. This is it for Arturo.
Oh, he's in bad shape. But is he going to die? No, Arturo, we can get a doctor in here. No questions asked. Just hold on. I'll save you.
Ariana. Make sure she's... Give my hermana my money. Give her... Just make sure she's taken care of, okay? Don't let her end up like this.
Don't worry, Arturo. It'll be taken care of.
He's right. There's nothing to be done for him now.
Victoria, what are you doing here? So, Setites also have obfuscate, so that's why she can just kind of like appear.
If our pack is to flourish, it's in numbers we'll find strength. Arturo is ambitious, loyal, maybe a bit past his prime.
She
but he would be a welcome addition to this fraternity.
Why him?
As I said, he's loyal, but he's also no fool. He's seen things he shouldn't. He was beginning to glimpse into our world. Death was marching slowly towards him. But in this death, he can be reborn anew. Not as a man, but as the beast he was meant to become.
So, embraces in the Sabbat, usually they'll just like fuck with people for like years and years, like breaking them emotionally and spiritually, so they're more susceptible to all the aggressive tendencies of the Sabbat when they're turned. And following that, there's usually a initiation rite that's overseen by the pack priest. Now, we didn't... She's proposing she's going to turn Arturo. And I'm telling you right now, there's some missed opportunities with this because there's just no way to really do the initiation rites justice. There's some dialogue later on that kind of alludes to the fact that she might have set Arturo up to do something akin to that, but you're not witness to it. And actually, I don't have an NPC to sort of represent the pack priest, just because for the same reason you don't meet the court harpy or the scourge in the vanilla game. It's cool stuff. It's all part of the canon material, but can be kind of overwhelming and not necessarily necessary to the story of the game to cram all that stuff in there. So in the interest of making a more, I don't know, just make the story flow a little better, you leave out some of that exposition into the world. Those are all devices for the pen and paper game to make those stories more interesting and giving the players a lot of flexibility. But the pack priest is an important role in the Sabbat, but there just wasn't a good opportunity to put it into the story. Anyway, enough about all that. Why do you want me here for this?
His death is on your hands, isn't it? It's only right that you be privy to his transformation. Besides, you should see we true Sabbat are not born as angry servants of the mass embrace. No. True Sabbat are born into our pack carefully and with privilege. But the passage is always painful, always a surrender of the soul.
What are you waiting for then?
What? What are you doing here? Victoria? ¿Dónde? Where are we going? The cops. Just... Vete. Ya estuvo para mí.
No, Arturo. You've shirked fate long enough. It's time to stop running. I won't let you rush into the 9 hells before knowing the true masters of the 5th sun.
¿Qué? What the hell are you talking about?
You'll understand soon enough. You'll know the true cost of sacrifice, what it's worth to you and to Teot. See, grandson, take it in. Let my power fill your veins. Give your heart to Shikoat. Become su discipio. It is done. Soon he too will know the fire of the serpent god.
Right, so, and again, Victoria being this sort of Mexica Aztec religious figure, her religious beliefs like play into her interpretation of the Sabbat and the embrace. And this Xicoatl is actually a fire serpent in Aztec beliefs. And so it kind of plays nicely into the Serpents of Light, which just happened to be a coincidence that those two things are very much related. Should I do anything for... Well, actually, that's the other big reveal. Arturo is her grandson, or, well, she'll tell you.
Almost. As mortals, some of us planted seeds that still grow. He is my great-grandson.
As such is Ariana, his sister, is her great-granddaughter. So that's kind of why she was so protective of Ariana earlier in the game, and, well, you know, it gives some additional insight into her character and her motivations. I see. So you're willing to throw even your own blood under the bus if it suits you.
Before tonight, he was a waste of my legacy. Nothing but a lazy slob. Make no mistake, he may be of my blood, but only now is he made whole.
You sure felt differently about Ariana when she was in trouble.
Don't test my patience, pendejo. Unless you're ready to know the rage of my beast personally, you will not speak of her again.
Okay, touchy subject. So what now?
There's no need for idle hands, K-Knight. I have something for you. An opportunity.
Tell me what it is.
We, Los Discipios, we take pride in our trophies. Those that betray us, those that stand against us, we take something from them. Something to remind others of their short-lived fate.
Yes, go on.
One such Contario has made a home of our domain. The Camarilla sent one of their own here to spy upon us. To this night, he's been toothless, ineficaz, no more than a buzzing fly on the wall. This pest will soon be more than an annoyance. So now he's a problem for you to crush. Make him disappear. Pernamente.
Who is it?
His name, I don't know. He dresses in rags, skulking, mugriento camarela pendejo, polluting my walls with his false icons, stinking the air with his mangy, rabid dogs. His prying eyes have watched us from the alleys and concrete parks for too long.
Sounds familiar. I think I know the man you're talking about. I can find him and kill him for you.
Then you are starting to understand. The Sabbat's currency is fear and respect. Bringing the head of a Camarilla back to the pack will earn you both.
If you knew about him, why haven't you already taken care of this?
In honest, he is a servant of Enoya. Their blood runs thinnest of the Camarillas stink. I would sooner have him stand by my side than lay at my feet. But he is indómito y incorruptible. No tiene más tiempo.
What can you... So if you ask her about Enoya, which is the gangrel antediluvian, she'll go on a whole diatribe about that, but we'll skip that. What can you tell me about him?
Do not underestimate this puta. He carries himself like a handsome boy, but he has a man's composure and a warrior's heart. He keeps with him his perros, his war dogs, with a taste for the vite.
I'm not afraid of him. He's finished.
I want his death to be a painful one. Bring back a memento, something to remind you of this victory. Show me, show your pack, that you know how to punish the pawns of the ancients.
Whatever. I'll bring you back a piece of this mongrel. And then Arturo stands up, because he's risen from the dead. He shall rise again, like Lazarus from his grave. No, it's a bug in the game. Okay. So we'll make a quick save. So we have to go kill Jesse, and no joke, Jesse is pretty tough. Do I have any experience points I can spend on something useful? No. So, something else of note is that when you go the Sabbat path, there's a lot less experience points available for you. And I don't give them out as frequently or as gratuitously as the original game did. And that's sort of intentional, because I feel, you know, the end game just gave out so much experience. You had such a glut that it was kind of ridiculous. It threw the balance of the game out of whack. And so this is making the game a little more difficult and also providing a greater motivation to commit diablerie. So you can talk to him first, but I kind of don't want him right up in my grill as soon as I start fighting him. So I'm just gonna go for it.
Hey, where you going?
Fuck. This is not good. Can I blood heal right now? Okay. These dogs will bite you if they see you, and you don't want that. He's fucking me up. It's useless. I'm trying to do this without actually having my... Shit, this dog found me now. I need blood. Now see, I got Buddha mode turned on, so I won't actually die, but I don't want to see if I can get him without having to leverage that. Or maybe turn on Protean. Okay. Whew.
You think you got me beat, shovel fuck? I'll never submit. Just try to take me. I'll be fighting you all the way to hell.
Poor Jesse. But we're gonna diablerize him. I still got some humanity points left. So still think you're so tough? You're gonna be my bitch, Lick. Tough fight. You gotta be fucking kidding me. You expect me to just play along with this? Okay, so you have to use persuasion to, you know, get him to submit. I wonder if mine is high enough. No, it is not. I'm gonna be a fucking madman by the time this is done. I expect you to do what you're told. Forget it, man. This changes nothing. I don't bow to anyone, and believe me, I'll make sure this is the end for both of us. Look, how bad could this be? We're gonna gut the Camarilla, kick them out of LA. Don't you want to be a part of that? You think I give a fuck about the Camarilla? Burn LaCroix down. I don't care. All I ever wanted was to be left alone. Not really an option now, is it? I will show no weakness. My enemies will bow before me, and you will learn to appreciate my strength. So the other thing about this quest is that you have to get his arm. He leaves a memento behind. So Jesse's severed hand. Jesse the Gangrel Street Punk's severed hand. Victoria wanted a trophy from your victory, and this should do nicely. This is kind of a reference to the pen and paper game that Jesse is from, where he got his arm severed after he decided to fight a Tsimisi bishop. And I kind of wanted to just make an homage to that in this game. It also fits a little better in the Camarilla path, because in that case, you still have to report back to Victoria, but you have to bring her some proof of his demise. So you take his arm. Let's see what I got from the Diablerie. I got Dot 2 and Animalism, and what was this? I think a Dot and Stealth. So that's not as useful, but eh. I got my ass kicked and the second Dot in Animalism, which to me is the worst discipline in the game. Specifically the second Dot of Animalism. The burrowing beetle thing. It's like, it basically does almost no damage and takes like 2 blood points or something. It's ridiculous. I need to feed though. I wonder if I can find someone back here. Yeah. Feed on one of these gang members. Actually, you know what? My humanity's 2 now. I don't really care if I kill people at this point. See, no humanity lost. I mean, the original game does that too, but, you know. Anyway, let's get back to... Oh! Kind of wanted to at least be discreet about it. So the other gang members will start attacking you if you start, you know, killing them. So you do have to be careful. I'm at 4 masquerade breaches, and that's kind of bad. I think you can still lose the game if you get to 5, because and the way that works is like, A, I can't change the system, and B, like if you're a big enough problem to the masquerade, like the Camarilla is still gonna hunt you down. Like that's just true. So we need to watch ourselves. This whole like frenzying all the time thing could become like a serious issue. I wonder if there's like something I can do to fix a masquerade breach. Oh well. So Arturo's here now. And
hey gringo, I bet you didn't think you were gonna see me.
He looks
again,
a little
eh?
different these nights, doesn't he?
It's unreal. I always knew there was things that went bump in the night. I never imagined it'd be me.
So, there's a typo there. Yeah. So exactly what has Victoria explained to you?
She told me what we are. She showed me how to feed, how to make la sangre flow. She told me all about the pack, too. That we got each other's back, how important that is. But I can't shake this feeling. Like, she's still keeping me in the dark about a lot.
She's good at that. Are some things around here starting to make more sense now?
Dios mío. It was all right in front of me. All the disappearances over the years, all the grisly murders, this empty apartment, and then Victoria and her crew. No wonder they always creep me out. What still gets me, though, is my long run of shit luck. Who was pulling the strings behind that?
Didn't anyone else ever expect something was up?
Rolling with the kings? Your life expectancy is pretty short. It's no surprise anyone that's been with their crew long enough ends up dead or locked away. I'm just lucky Victoria and I share blood. That's why I got to cheat death.
You seem pretty grateful about all of this.
Claro que sí. What's not to like, ese? I'm gonna stay young, live forever. I got fucking superpowers. I can disappear out of plain sight, way. I'm finally getting the promotion I always wanted. Just not the one I was looking for.
Well, it's not perfect, you know. There is this whole bit about having to rip people's throats out to sustain ourselves.
I can live with that. It's not like my hands were clean before all this. Besides, Victoria's explaining it all to me. Humans, they're here for us. Como animales. Last night I was just another chump. But tonight, I'm something more. I can feel it in the blood.
Then you're figuring out quickly what this life is all about. Don't just kill your victims. Savor their suffering. I'll let that sink in. See ya. So that's like a fucked up thing you would say because your humanity is too, which mine is now. So anyway, let's go tell Victoria that we killed Jesse. So with having you hunt him down, she's just trying to kind of consolidate her power. That's the idea. But,
How did you fare against the Camarilla? Do you have his fangs to bring me?
Better. I brought you his claw.
It makes a fine trophy. Mementos like these are what earns a killer of brothers like you a place among this honored pack. Can you see it in your packmates' eyes? They are beginning to fear you. They are nearly ready to share their blood with you, and take yours in as well.
Thanks, Ductus. I don't take that honor lightly.
I feel I can nearly count you among Los Disciples. But I must ask you for one favor more. Everything is in its place. It's time the plague-bearer Hazel and his illusions of grandeur met their end. Send word to the Mac. I have some troubling news for him.
Plague-bearer Hazel? What are you talking about?
It seems Padre's herd has become quite infirm. Sick with tuberculosis, hepatitis, and worse. The preacher's acolyte, Vic, he was no visionary. It's Hazel himself ticking Doomsday's clock forward with his dark disease.
So that's why I wanted to be sure to do that exposition into Hazel's background with Vic. Because you kind of see what happens here now. She's painting Hazel up to look like a plague bearer based on a disease that she intentionally spread in his pack. And go on.
Mortals, Bolicia, hunters. All of these will come knocking at the Sabbat's door. It's a tension we cannot afford. Not while the world falls to pieces around us. And the indignity that one of our own would carry out the Dark Father's scheme? Our sacred blood demands the head of this traitor.
I see it. And how does this involve the Mac?
El Padre is hungry, but he cannot feed from his own tainted herd, not as they grow so weak y enfermo. His thirst has overstepped its bounds. With his deranged song, he's lulled the Mac's finest assets away from their rightful place by the Shadow's side. The Mac should know of his brother's betrayal.
Didn't Hazel come to you looking for help with that?
Observant. Good. But that was never meant for your eyes. Keep that secret close to your heart. It may have been I that found the girls to the river of his madness, but it was he that was seduced by the pureness of the blood.
I see what you've done. You are so manipulative. You've got me in too deep now, so I guess I'll bring the Mac in on your scheme.
Go, vas enseguida. I've spoken with André. This war party already has the Archbishop's blessing. We'll take the battle to Hazel at his church. All of us. We'll make sure the Mac has friends at his side when we smite this apostate to the Sabbat.
I'll see you at the church after I talk to the Mac. So yeah, she's basically manufactured this situation to make Hazel look like an asshole plague bearer, you know, as she put it, an apostate to the Sabbat. She's got the Mac all pissed off at him now. This is kind of what Setites would do, I feel like. Because in the Sabbat, like, you know, it's not really like you can just knock someone off. You're supposed to be like this fraternity, this brotherhood. So if you've got this rivalry, either you've got to resort to monomancy or you've got to scheme behind their back. And so this is, again, just sort of speaking to the hypocrisy of the Sabbat. They're really not so different than the Camarilla. So let's let the Mac in on this. Hopefully it won't crash.
This is bullshit. I'm gonna give those bitches a piece of my mind and a taste of my belt when I get my hands on them.
What are you moaning about now?
2 of my girls just up and left. Who the fuck do they think they are? We had an arrangement. Their lives are to serve me, and I'll let them know when they can leave. When they're dried up and spent.
I think I might know what happened to them. It's not their fault.
What the fuck are you talking about? You trying to rip me off?
They're at Hazel's now. I guess he must have gotten to them, or, you know, at least offered not to beat and extort them.
Ah, so the holy man wants some action too. You gotta be my delegate. There's no reason for this to end badly. We can work something out. Just go to him and tell him this can all be overlooked for a fair price.
I don't think it's like that, Mac. He's sick and spreading disease. I think he's gone full Malkavian. You never want to go full Malkavian.
What? You think this is about more than just blood or sex?
Word is he's the one that put the crazy idea in Vic's head. He's the plague bearer. No, word is he's the one that put all the crazy ideas in Vic's head. He's a plague bearer. It's been his holy mission all along.
Fuck. And those girls are as good as dead. Total loss. What he's doing, it ain't right. All this talk of a third gen running rampant might be a tall tale, but this is full-blown Gehenna shit right here. Somebody needs to step up and do something.
Victoria's putting together a war party. Meet us up at the church if you want a piece of the action.
Payback is a bitch, ain't it? Vincent and I will get our shit together and head on over.
See you at the bloodbath. Okay, so Schwerdeklich's altar. You gave Victoria's message to Mac, and Vincent Hazel's gone mad and taken his girls to spread a plague. The war party is ready to confront Hazel at his church. So let's do that. Heading to the church with the war party. Actually, you know what? I'm a little short on time today. I would hate to get interrupted in the middle of things. So I think I'm actually going to stop here. Like I said, you know, I've been working on these Let's Play videos. It's taking longer than I thought, but I should have another one up in a couple days. So please like, subscribe, send me cookies, and I will see you at the next episode. Thanks for watching.